Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. It's your boy Turf in the building. I know the outfit is a little different, the background is a little different. No noise, right? No buttons. It's just me. Yeah, shout out to Raider Nation, man. I am in Las Vegas, here for work, actually, for the first time in quite some time being in Vegas for work. But I'm here at AWS reInvent. For you guys that did not know, I am a tech head, tech nerd, if you will, right? And yeah, it's been very, very exciting, to say the least. But as you know, we don't miss. I did miss Sunday. Boo! Shout out to my guys, Low, Gravy, and my guy Raider Gabe. Yeah, man, I apologize. I missed Sunday, but had a big debacle with getting here to Las Vegas. So unfortunately, I had to miss that show. But yeah, I thought I would pre-record something short and sweet, to make sure you guys know I'm not forgetting about you, us Raider fans, right? We work nonstop, man, to give you guys content. So yeah, I just wanted to come in. Luckily, I already had the recap, if you will, in terms of Friday. We all saw we had the watch party. And then obviously we had Turf and Rundown that Friday night, which was outstanding. Great time. Shout out to Jeff, all the people that came up, man. We are looking forward to you guys doing that every Friday. It's only going to get bigger and better. Yeah, but we're all disappointed, right? We are all disappointed with this loss. Not necessarily uh, disappointed with the loss, if you will. We're disappointed how things ended, went down, right? Refs once again come for our necks. I mean, it's to be expected at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's par for the course. We're 2-10. I think we all know hashtag SS and what's necessary in order to get our quarterback. Um, and that's really what it's boiling down to right now. But in this process, we still need to see who wants to be here. What players really want to stick around for this, and how we really want to go forward with the rookies we have, right? Some of the vets, we got to figure out what's going to happen here. So I've been very, very happy with a lot of the players that I've been specifically watching. And just to name a few, I mean, offensively, y'all already know. I'm super excited with what I saw from Mr. McCormick. Sincere McCormick has always been my guy. People are coming out of the woodworks now, trying to support, etc. And I welcome it. I thank them because I don't know. It's might be the only way we keep him around. I'm not sure. From what I hear, guys are coming off injury, and he'll be going back to the practice squad if he's not already back on the practice squad. And that's very unfortunate. I think we already know what we have in Zeus. I think we already know what we have in Madison. I I think it's a huge mistake not to give not only Sincere but also the rest of the running backs that's in this locker room. That means Lauby, and everyone knows how I feel about Lauby. He's not ready, but I still expect him to play now, right? It's so unfortunate for him. Every time he's gotten in a real live game, he's had a bad play. His very first play. Luckily, he caught his fumble on the punt or kickoff, I should say. So that wasn't too bad of an issue, but still, it's a knock, right? First carry, fumble, you know, kick return, fumble. It's rookie woes, and he's coming from a small spot, so it's to be expected, in my opinion. Getting acclimated, your rookie year, and the year we're having. So I'd like to see him play more. Clearly, already said Sincere. I don't think anyone else is on the roster, if you will, right? The As far as practice players, I don't think Britton Brown is anymore. on the squad. I don't think we have any other running backs on the squad. So, you know, it's an interesting situation. But hey, maybe they're showcasing these guys so that they can find somewhere else to go. Who knows, right? This is Raider Nation, so we'll have to see how that turns out. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I would have liked to see those guys play more. So you know, I loved the fact that AOC came back, guns a blazing, the claw, his his celebration. Man, I'm happy for the kid. Man, he's out there having fun. My expectation is he probably won't be around. Unfortunately, come end of the season, maybe we get something for him. Somebody else sees what I see. I'm not sure, man. I really think the kid is a gem. I think he's got a great shot. Uh, I don't know. We'll see if he's allotted the time right to grow, develop, be in the right place, right time, etc. We might see something from the kid, but it might take a little bit more time. Who knows? Uh, it's really not up to us. So, I do expect him to be gone. Regardless of what he does, these remaining games. I mean, the kid could shoot lights out. And his saving grace may be the fact that we definitely know Gardner Minshew is gone, and we're going to need a minimum of three quarterbacks: one on the practice squad, one for backup, and one to play. And we are absolutely going to draft a quarterback. I think that quarterback is going to be Shador Sanders, and I do not think he will play his first year. And I am very adamant on that. And the only reason I'm adamant on that is due to our new fearless leader and part owner and Tom Brady and how he feels about players playing a little too early, if you will. He's not a fan of the lack of development. And I think the stats and what you see on camera and tape speak for itself when it comes to quarterbacks being thrown into the limelight and not ready. Let's just be a being, right? Is not ready, just typically not ready to play, and they have to. So it's part for the course, if you will. In the NFL, it seems this day and age, but Tom Brady doesn't see it that way. And I do think we are actually going to be in the process of building a foundation and something that's going to last long term. We all know Tom Brady is going to have a lot of say in what goes on, specifically offensively. Now that his money is on the line and he's a real football guy. I've also said plenty of times that we also know that Mark does not have an heir. He's got nobody to take over this team, in the Davis family to move it forward when he's gone. I believe that is the purpose of Brady. I believe, you know, that's why he's been placed where he is and his team, right, as far as ownership and how they're going to move things forward. So I take a lot into what he says. I'm going to hang on my hat on everything he says until I see a reason not to. So that's my expectations as far as the quarterback position. But I'm loving to see what he's doing. I mean, Brock Bowers goes without saying. The kid's probably rookie of the year at this point. I can't think of anyone else. A lot of people are bringing up the Donkeys quarterback, Bo Nix. I'll give it to him. The kid he's playing a lot better than I thought. He's doing a lot better than I expected. Um, yeah, it looks like they found themselves a gem. Shout out to the Donkeys. I'll be honest. I think he's a solid starter for a rookie. He hasn't made too many, rookie mistakes. Absolutely has made rookie mistakes last night in itself. I mean, throwing a pick, unnecessary, downfield, put the team in jeopardy of almost losing that game. So he's gonna still make rookie mistakes, but we got to be honest with ourselves. He's doing a hell of a job outside of that. So, I mean, that's about the only other person I can see as far as rookie of the year. We all know it should absolutely go to Brock Bowers, but you know, the NFL hates us as far as the Raiders, so wouldn't be a shock or a surprise if he doesn't, right? So that's where we're at with it. Let me think of who else on that offensive side of the ball. I like what Jacoby's doing. Is he a number one, true number one wide receiver? Is he a true number two wide receiver? He's looking like it. We just need the Batman to the Robin equation and see how he performs again with Batman back in the realm. Because if he can play like he's playing now, being the number one wide receiver at two, now we cooking. And I could see that happening sooner than later. So yeah, I do like what I'm seeing there. Offensive line is starting to gel a little bit better. It's I love how they're backing each other up. You guys noticed, right? You got JPJ, totally my fault on me. And then you got AOC, totally my fault on me. And unfortunately for AOC, told on himself, in my opinion, meaning that, yeah, you tried to cover for your guy. We all appreciate that. That's well respected. But you told on yourself when you said you clapped, right? He said, I clapped for the ball, but he didn't. He didn't clap for the ball. And in fact, he was still, making sure things were right. And the ball got snapped. The guard tapped JPJ and he hiked the ball. There was no clap. So, but the fact that they're backing each other up, all those good things, can't be more happy for them from that respect. So, we got a lot of bright shining spots offensively. Glaze still playing decent, right? Again, another rookie. Yeah, there's some solid base pieces that we have defensively. I mean, offensively. Hey, and the same goes defensively too. I think personally, and I am going to take a shift onto the defensive side. I like what I'm seeing from these guys. They're not necessarily rookies, but Snowden, who was injured, I think he got injured. Excuse me, early. He didn't play a lot. But Chason, that was a great pickup. Great pickup from the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's got a motor. I love what I'm seeing from that kid. Absolutely love what I'm seeing from him. So, yeah, again, just lights out. He's been playing great. Our cornerbacks, man. I know they're having a tough time, but I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing from Richardson. DCAM. I like what I'm seeing from that kid. I think he has a legitimate shot of not only making the team, but getting some playing minutes, getting some time. Giving some guys some breathers, right? We got JB. He's on IR for the rest of the season. So this kid is going to get a lot of playing time. And so far, I mean, he's making the rookie mistakes you expect, but he's hanging in there. He's not giving up on himself. I can tell he's got that confidence that he needs, regardless of, how things are turning out. And he's going to get after it. So I'm excited about that. And the defense has been playing well. I mean, we are down probably six starters minimum, right? Five, six starters. And guys are making it happen. They really are making it happen defensively. And they're keeping us in games, right? Games that we have no business being in, kind of like the one we just got cheated on, which is not a problem. We are hashtag SS here. Strategic substitution it is. And we're expecting to not win another game, and it's not a tank. We just don't have the team. We don't have the talent. It's hilarious that people are saying tank where there's no need to say tank. There's no need to try to tank. And the reality is none of these guys are going to tank anyways. Think about it. You have guys in their contract year. They're playing for the contract. You got rookies. They're playing to make the team. You got veterans. They're playing for when it's their time. or to be traded, right? Or to look good for the next. Nobody's tanking. I don't see anybody out there, you know, just totally giving up. And that's the other beautiful thing for AP. And that I really want to touch. Like I said, this is not going to be my usual hour. You know, I am out here in Vegas for work, and I just wanted to make sure I stopped and gave my thoughts on my Tuesday night. Going forward with the remaining games, what we have going on, and just make sure I don't miss. And yeah, these guys are playing hard. They're playing hard for AP. If that's what Mark Davis or anybody else is looking at, if you're looking at level of effort from your players, and if they're trying to keep their fearless leader aboard, then I think we have been very successful. Absolutely successful in several ways. That yeah, I can't see him losing his job, right? And we don't really. It's not necessary. At the minimum, I think he gets another year, probably two, right? Build some consistency. I mean, this is really going to depend on Tom Brady, and this is where I don't know how Tom feels. I know how he feels in terms of guys that he would actually have out there, in terms of his choices if AP wasn't the head coach just a year ago. But that's not the case. And I think he's going to work with him, man. I really do. I think he is absolutely expecting to work with AP to move things forward and move the team forward. And when the time comes for another fearless leader to step in, you'll see that happen. But as of right now, I don't see him having a problem. The guys are fighting for him. And again, I will touch on this as well because a lot of people don't. I don't know if they understand this, but I can assure you. I mean, even some of the best teams, the locker room isn't completely 100% together. For one, you have the player, and I'm just going to call him exactly that because that's what he is. The guy actually probably doesn't even like football. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. Why was right? We all know why, the money. But yeah, there's a percentage of the league that could care less about the league, football, all of it. They do it for the life that they have. The cash. Let's be honest. I recall a lot of guys dropping out. Good guys that could have made it. Possibly had a shot. And it just wasn't in them anymore. Still want to play the game. So you have guys that are there when that game is over, man. That is their job. Just like when you clock out, you off work, you don't want no phone calls. There's a lot of NFL players, man. Believe it or not, that's how they feel, man. And you're not required to love the game. You're not required, right, to have that mentality, etc. So, it is what it is, man. But not everybody's, yeah. So you already lost that person, if you think about it. And I shouldn't say you lost them because you never had them to begin with. You're just hoping that they can execute based on your plan, your vision. And if they can do that, that's why they're around, right? But that's one type of player. Then you also have the players that are going to flock to the guy, right? Him. We all know him, right? Your quarterback, your skill positions, those guys. Well, I can assure you when Devontae Adams requested a trade, that was an immediate fracture to where you had certain players that gravitate to him, feel his pain, his plight, and have loyalty even more so than over their coach, etc. Absolutely, that is going to exist. There are guys that absolutely feel like he was wronged, etc., and rightfully so. I mean, and it may be the case, but the reality is NFL is a business. People are going to move forward and do the things they need to do for themselves on both sides of the fence, teams as well as players. But that will always be why there is a fracture. There's always going to be players, right? I've said this a million times. I'm going to continue to keep discussing it. Jack Jones, when we had the business decision issue, that caused a rift, a fracture, whatever. Right now, his cronies, his guys, they're backing him up, right? But they're still on the team. And we all know about the meeting and people leaving uncomfortable. That this is what we're referring to. These are all the fractures, right? When you're winning, these fractures don't surface. They're there. They are absolutely there. They just don't surface because you're winning. When you're not winning, everything surfaces. So you're going to see that, and that's why it's going to look like he lost the locker room, and all these other things that people are just spewing and have no clue. The people that have played any sport, it doesn't have to be football, any real organized sport, you understand and know that the coach does not have everybody's blessing. The coach does not have everybody on the same page. That's just not the way it is. Sometimes every once in a while you will get that, right? But even for the championship teams, there's always a loner, there's always an introvert, right? There's just, at least that's my experience. And don't get me wrong, because I do believe it takes everybody to win, right? And that's the thing. If you're going to win a chip, everybody on that team, from the janitor up to the owner, has chipped in some way, shape, or form and contributed to that team winning. So yeah, this whole thing about him losing the locker room. Look, any team that's not winning, you can probably say the coach lost the locker room. Doesn't make sense. But that's the way I view this whole has the coach lost the locker room. In my opinion, no coach has ever had it. You know what I mean? That's not the whole locker room. And again, I've already explained why. So I'll leave that at that. Yeah, and it is what it is. But I think AP's going to come back. I think absolutely he's coming back. I don't know. I mean, Tom is ruthless. He's a winner. He's a 7-time Super Bowl champ winner. You have to be ruthless. You have to. It's just a way of life. When you win that much, it's embedded. You're always looking for an edge. And he's relentless. So when I see that side of him, absolutely, I can understand. Uh, Absolutely understand that he may get rid of everything, right? Every and anything across the board. But who knows, right? We'll have to wait to see how Tom feels about that. I don't even know who we're playing next, to be honest. I have no idea. I haven't had a chance, obviously with work, AWS reInvent, it's a big deal. So been gearing up for this and, making sure I handle business from that perspective. But I don't even know what we play next. I just don't think we're going to win any more games. The one game we will have a chance at winning, and it'll be a legitimate win, if you will, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars, especially now with Mr. Lawrence having a horrible, concussion play. He won't be back for a while, I'm sure. And yeah, Trevor Lawrence is out. I don't even know. Oh, they have the kid from the Patriots, Alabama, Mac Jones. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see them winning. That game is at home too, I believe. And if it's at home, I don't see us losing that game. But at that point, I think we're only in contention as far as first place with the Giants. We know the Giants aren't winning either. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting, guys. We still got a lot of football left this season. Unfortunately for us, it's absolutely over. But we got some bright and shining spots. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. It's going to take some time, a lot of time. I've already said I'm like 3 years is where I'm looking at for us to win consistently and actually legitimately have a team where next man up is viable, makes sense, and yeah, conducive to what we're doing. So it's gonna take some time. We're gonna have to be patient. Yeah, and it is what it is. But Raider Nation, I got a hockey game to get to. I mean, Friday we won't have Thursday dead in the water. Unfortunately, Spence and myself both, right? We have things going on, and then Friday, hopefully, I can get somebody to cover. I'm sure Rundown is absolutely going to be ready and excited to go. So, so yeah. With that being said, T Crump is out, Turf is out. Y'all enjoy, and I will be back next week with a fabulous episode and everything you expect to see. Right, the whole breakdown, the whole nine. We kind of already did that anyways, but until then, peace.